Hello, one and all, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Bat Giving. There we go. Bat Giving. Today we are supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and the song today is Making Love Out of Nothing at All. It's going to be a really, really fun time, so I hope you are all doing amazing. I'm thrilled to be here every Tuesday. Episode 9, 26th of May. Here we go. There was a correction from last week. I know I was talking about stage blood, and I said that it was made of maple syrup. Turns out I was corrected by multiple people. It is actually corn syrup. Stage blood is made of corn syrup, and it is not imported from Canada. I don't know where I got that information. Maybe someone was playing a joke on me, and I just didn't get that it was a joke. Gullible is in the dictionary as far as I know. There are a bunch of shout outs today. We have a shout out to Christopher Inman from Dave Inman. This is Dave's son. He also went through the kidney process of dialysis and then getting a kidney transplant. He got the transplant at the Manchester Royal Infirmary, and everything went well, and now he works there. I think that's a really, really fun story. So thank you for sharing that, Dave, and congratulations, Christopher. I'm so glad you're healthy and well. Speaking of the national kidney donations last week, I believe the donation came to 967. So really, thank you so much for donating last week. That really, really meant so much to me and to my family and to my dad. We also have shout outs. These are more shout out funny stories. I know they're not super, super funny. Heather Robinson Wynn, there's a huge shout out to her from her wife, Stacy. Stacy accidentally threw out one of those bat scars back when the bat scars were made of material that could be easily ripped off and turned into a little gift or prize for someone. I'll let you know, Stacy and Heather, I really, really hope I have an extra scar somewhere in a box. If I don't, forgive me. I think you guys are both wonderful people, and it's a scar. I'm sure there will be other wonderful memorabilia from Bat that maybe I can find. We also have a shout out to an artist known as Scaramouche. He sent me a song called My Heart Belongs to Raven, and I played it, and it sounds like a Jim Steinman song mixed with an Andrew Lloyd Webber song, and it was really cool, so thanks for sharing that, Scaramouche. There's also a happy birthday to Brianna Rodriguez from Sarah Brittany Berger. There's a shout out to Martin Spencer from Wendy Fazakerly. I hope I said your name right. And also there's a shout out and a happy birthday to Nikki Rudder from Lizzie Rudder. So happy birthday, Nikki Rudder. Happy birthday to everyone who's having birthdays during the pandemic. That really is a different kind of birthday celebration, I'm sure. However, I hope you're enjoying Zoom or quarantine cake or pie, whatever you guys really, really like. We had more song requests this week. As always, thank you for all the song requests. I love them. I'm adding them to the list. I'm adding all of them to the list. Boy, I'm a little tongue-tied today. Kelly Phillips recommended What Part of My Body Hurts the Most. I think that's a wonderful song. I'm definitely adding that to the list. Rachel Coombe would love to hear Couldn't Have Said It Better. Maybe it's Couldn't Have Said It Better Myself. Also another wonderful song. Jane Brody Sherwood gave a backup vote to Read 'Em and Weep. So I am definitely going to do that one. That's definitely on the list. Anthony Bonilla wanted a Kiss is a Terrible Thing to Waste. And that's also a backup vote for someone who suggested that before. So don't worry. They're moving higher and higher up to the list. We're almost out of Bat Out of Hell the musical songs. Rachel Watson would love to hear Holding Out for a Hero. I know that's a Bonnie Tyler song, and that key might be completely out of my range and out of my mind. However, we'll see. I guess we can always adjust it. So great suggestion, thank you. Chrissy Chalowski wants to hear Peter Frampton's Baby I Love Your Way or All My Love from Zeppelin. Carly Newbold would love to hear Objects in the Rearview Mirror. Don't worry, that one is definitely coming. So really, thank you so much for all these song suggestions. I am listening to them and you will hear them. So thank you so much, guys. I will do the remainder of the questions that I have after we do the song. We're going to move on to our wonderful nonprofit organization that we are supporting this week. The nonprofit organization is National Alliance on Mental Illness. They're also known as NAMI, or NAMI? I'll call them NAMI. It's the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for the millions of Americans affected by mental illness. And being that it was Mental Health Awareness Week last week, and it's also Mental Health Awareness Month, I think it's important to keep ourselves mentally healthy as possible, as well as physically. Polec fans pointed out that everyone has mental health, and during this pandemic, it's especially important to keep that mental health healthy and reach out to people you love and also do things that take care of you. I think that's really, really important. Furthermore, Polec fans has offered generously to match the donations to NAMI for the equivalent organization in the UK. That is the Mind organization in the UK. Both of these organizations are amazing, so please give a huge round of applause to Polec fans because they are absolutely incredible. Although I won't be able to hear the round of applause, so maybe we could just send a bunch of clap emojis and show Polec fans your support because that is incredibly generous. Both of these organizations strive towards a mentally healthy society for all and support communities, families, and individuals to live mentally healthier lives with a particular focus on those at greater risk. And I think during this time, during this pandemic, we especially need help from these kinds of nonprofit organizations. So please donate, please share this post, spread the positivity, reach out to people you love, grow this community. Because as Steinman says, you guys are making love out of nothing at all. And I love coming back to this event every Tuesday to participate in this love, share this love, create this love, and grow this love. So a huge thank you to Polec fans, a huge thank you to all of you guys. Also, a huge thank you to Dave Manning. We are going to make love out of nothing at all. And it's going to be an absolutely wonderful time. So, without further ado, here is the Bat Out of Hell, the musical version of Making Love Out of Nothing at All. And I see that my TV turned off. Let's see if I can get it working again. Okay, I didn't talk for too long, so it didn't turn completely off. That's good. Again, this is the wonderful, beautiful, handsome, chivalrous, generous Dave Manning. If you want piano lessons from him, guitar lessons, his email is anningmay, no spam, @mac.com. That's ANNINGMAY @MAC.com. I think I spelled that right. I haven't had to spell in a while. It's been an interesting life with the pandemic and everything. So here we go. Hope you guys enjoy. I know just how to whisper, and I know just how to cry. I know just where to find the answers, and I know just how to lie. I know just how to fake it, and I know just how to scheme. I know just when to face the truth, and then I know just when to dream. And I know just where to touch you, and I know just what to prove. I know when to pull you closer, and I know when to let you loose. And I know the night is fading, and I know that time's gonna fly. And I'm never gonna tell you everything I gotta tell you, but I know I gotta give it a try. But I don't know how to leave you, and I'll never let you fall. And I don't know how you do it, making love out of nothing at all. Every time I see you, all the rays of the sun are streaming through the waves in your hair. And every star in the sky is taking aim at your eyes like a spotlight. The beating of my heart is a drum, and it's lost and it's looking for a rhythm like you. You can take the darkness from the pit of the night and turn into a beacon burning endlessly bright. I gotta follow it, 'cause everything I know, well, it's nothing till I give it to you. Making love out of nothing at all. Out of nothing at all. Out of nothing at all. Okay, a huge thank you to Dave Manning. A huge thank you to all of you. A huge thank you to Polec fans for matching this donation to the Mind organization in the UK. And a huge thank you to Nami for helping so many people who want to continue to keep their mental health positive and healthy. I think this song is wildly interesting. I think its history is interesting. I think its history in Bat Out of Hell the musical is fascinating. I think the key that it's originally in is also just out of this world nuts. This song was first released in 1983 by the wonderful band Air Supply. And if you listen to Russell Hitchcock's notes that he hits, it's just out of this world nuts. He's going up to the B and the C, and it's like it's easy for him. So kudos to you, Air Supply. It was covered also by many people, and it was covered by Bonnie Tyler, and I guess that's the most famous cover. That's at least what Wikipedia told me. The most fascinating fact is that Jim, originally, before this song was given to Air Supply, before Total Eclipse was given to Bonnie Tyler, he had both of those songs, and he was going to give them to Meatloaf, for Meatloaf to sing. Meatloaf was going to do them on the album Midnight at the Lost and Found. I had to check that just in case I didn't get that right. And the recording company wasn't going to pay Jim for those songs, so Jim didn't give those songs to Meatloaf, and instead gave them to Air Supply and gave Total Eclipse to Bonnie Tyler. And those songs, at the same time, they were released around the same time. Total Eclipse was #1 on the Billboard charts. Making Love Out of Nothing at All was #2. Jim Steinman had the #1 and #2 slots. And I think that's just crazy. That shows you how absolutely talented Jim is and how his songs ring true to so many people. And they love his music so much. I like to think that maybe it wasn't so much that Meatloaf's recording company wouldn't pay Jim for the songs. I'm thinking that they were just far too incredibly high. When this song was in Bat Out of Hell the musical for the workshop, the key was insane. It wasn't the air supply key. However, I think it went up to an A for never gonna tell you everything I gotta tell you. And that's just nuts. I mean, if you're gonna do the original air supply key in the Bat Out of Hell musical, if Strat's just easily hitting C's, then what's the point of the song Bat Out of Hell right at the end of Act 1? I think that's what's so beautiful about that Bat Out of Hell song, is that Strat's professing his love. He's saying, I'll rip the heart out of my body if you don't go out with me and if you don't fall in love with me. And he eventually does that, and then right at the end he hits that long C. And that's so Wagnerian, that's so operatic, that's the male vulnerability note when you really come down to it. That's still the note that can partially be hidden with your full voice, with also a mix, and sound the strongest. People can argue against me and maybe say that a D is the best note for a man who's singing opera. Who knows? I do know that Wagner really, really hit towards that C, and Jim really loved when artists would hit that C and go out of their comfort zone and, basically rip their heart out of their body. However, if you do that in the Air Supply song, then what's the point of Bat Out of Hell? So I think it was beautiful that Mike Reed brought it down an augmented fourth or a diminished fifth, whatever one you want to call it, depending on how you feel during the day. And that became the more low and quiet and beautiful sound that we know Making Love to Be on that Bat Out of Hell album. However, I do have a guitar today, and I may mess up. This is live, who cares? This is probably what it would have sounded like had we done it in the original key. And I think Jim just loves to push people's limits and push their capacity for vocal production. And it really is an interesting thing that he has applied opera to pop music, and it worked out so well. So, we'll see what happens. Okay. But basically, this is what the high part would have sounded like.
And I know the night is fading, and I know the time's gonna fly, and I'm never gonna tell you everything I gotta tell you, but I know I gotta give it a try. And I know the road to riches, and I know the ways to fame. I know all the rules, and then I know how to break them, and I always know the name of the game. But I don't know how to leave you, and I'll never let you fall. And I don't know how you do it, making love out of nothing at all. 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 Out of nothing at all.
So that's what it would be like. Yeah, I kind of screwed up one of the chords on the guitar. Oh well, it's all for nuts. It's all for live. And most importantly, it's all for the National Alliance of Mental Illness. So really, thank you so much for supporting this. I'm gonna go back to the questions. Yeah, but I don't know if it would have had the same effect in the musical if we had done it in that key and then did Bat Out of Hell afterwards, because after that, you got that song. It's like, wow, you can sing that high? Well then, go up to a super F for Bat Out of Hell. Otherwise, I'm unimpressed. So, it's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the questions. Please also write questions while I'm answering the questions from last week, because I will be sure to get to them at some point and respond to them. I'd love to answer every question. I love how curious you guys are, and I love everything about you. You just make love out of nothing. Here we go. We have from Jane Binns, have you ever tried modeling? I have not. Thank you so much. That's a huge compliment. I will have to look into it and see exactly how that works. We have from Sarah Brittany Berger, do you have any siblings? I do not. I'm an only. Eric Jacobson just said, your hair looks like Faster Than the Speed of Light, the Bonnie Tyler album, and I guess Bonnie Tyler hair. So thanks. Yeah, that's always the goal. Bonnie Tyler hair. Jacob Davies. I responded to his question last week, and he said, this week, don't joke about making a Jim Steinman album. And I'm not joking. I definitely, and here he is right now. If you did a recording, you singing the song in this key, I'd buy it so hard, it would need a cigarette. Wow, that's really an intense amount of buying. Well, Jacob, I'm not joking. I will make a Jim Steinman album. Things are just a little slow right now, given the whole pandemic, but don't you worry. It'll come. We also have Karen Bennett asking, do you think you'll do more TV? Yes, I'd love to do more TV. Sheila Lazorsky-Berger asked, when are you going to sing a song you wrote? It's coming up. These are all on the list. Don't you worry. I see Sarah Cherry Parker saying, please do Surf's Up. Okay, I'm not good at keeping secrets. We're going to be doing Surf's Up for next week. So, keep that in mind, and I'll see you guys for next week for that. That suggestion finally topped the list. Carrie Donnelly asked, where's your fave holiday destination? I went to, the last time I took a holiday was going to Crete with Christina, and we had a wonderful time. Liv Woodward asked, will Christina and I ever play Stratton Raven again? I don't know the answer to that. You'll have to stay tuned and we'll see. If anything, I'm sure we will do a concert together where I sing the Strat stuff, she sings the Raven stuff, she sings the Strat stuff, I sing the Raven stuff. You know, it's all interchangeable at this point. Courtney Kennedy asked, are you good at cooking? I am good at cooking specific things. If you really like the same 3 meals for the rest of your life. Chrissy Chalowski asked, what rock artists do you have on your inspiration board? On my inspiration board, there are a mess of people. I'm sure there's a picture of it somewhere. The main people on there are Jim Morrison, Chuck Berry, Jimi Hendrix, Meat Loaf, Jim Steinman, and Iggy Pop. All wonderful people who I wanted to say I'd love to meet. However, I know maybe half of them that I mentioned aren't with us anymore. So I'm thinking about them. Even though they passed away many, many years ago. Anyway, I'm getting into a weird tangent. Selma Abby asked, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say at the pearly gates? And, oh man, I wish I had thought of an answer before this. I just wrote this question down, and I think it's a wonderful question. I think, my dad brought this up at one point when I was young. He would love to see all the pictures that other people take that you are unintentionally captured in. He thinks God or the universe should have, when you pass away, a photo album of all the pictures that you were unintentionally in. However, I guess that's more possible now, given the current situation of social media and facial recognition. And I guess possibly you could be, you could find out what pictures you were unintentionally in if you just maybe applied the algorithm of Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever else is out there, Pinterest. And I said I would do this in the last 5 minutes. I don't know where Tim Harris is. He had that suggestion to play that game where people write lyrics, and I guess what song those lyrics are from. If you guys want to do that right now, you can do it. Otherwise, I will be answering questions right now, and then I will bid you adieu until next week. Once again, thank you for supporting the National Alliance of Mental Illness. Thank you also to Polec fans for matching this donation with Mind in the UK. Thanks to the incredible Dave Manning. And here we go. I'm going to answer some questions and maybe do the lyric challenge. Unless, if Tim Harris isn't here, maybe we won't do it. Also, I totally forgot it's National Airplane Making Day. Paper Airplane Making Day. I'm not the best at making them. However, if you want to share paper airplanes you've made, paper airplanes you've designed, I will put them right on this TV next week and everyone can see them and enjoy them. Maybe whether you're throwing them on a video or even just show me a picture of how beautiful you made your paper airplane. So there you go. Oh my gosh, Jim Harris is here. He says, I'm here, LOL. Okay, let's do the lyric challenge and then we'll call it a week. Okay, Anna Fernandez says, like an actor exits at the end of a play. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what song that is. I'll look it up for next time. Gosh, what would that be? Like an actor exits at the end of a play. Are you purposely looking for the ones that are like super, super hard? Is this something from his Bad for Good album? I don't know. I feel like all you guys are now frantically, let the revels begin, let the fires be started, we're dancing for the desperate and the brokenhearted. Oh, you guys are being so cruel right now. I was just about to say, oh yeah, that's all revved up, and now I think that's... Is it my arms? What part of my body hurts the most? Not a dry eye in the house? I think that's just not a dry eye in the house. Read 'em and weep. That's from Read 'em and weep. There we go. Okay. When I saw you hanging around the truck stop. What is that? Peel out? Have yourself a ball with my good woman. Is that I'm gonna love her for both of us? Or more than you deserve? You turned her into a ghost, but she'll be burning when the night is done. I have no idea. When you show the paper airplanes, also show your little bat that oh, I missed it. Wow, we're getting a lot. Please do Alive. I don't know Alive. Is that a Jim Steinman song? Goodness, I'm not good at this lyric challenge at all. And you're the answer to every prayer that I ever said. I saw you like a summer dream. That's Frying Pan for sure. Actor at the end of the play is from Read 'em and Weep. Okay. And then More Than You Deserve. Okay, people are giving me answers now because they feel bad. Okay. That is... Yeah, okay, Tim Harris. Good game, this. Yeah. This is more like you guys win and I lose. I have to say I'm a very competitive board game player, so I really should probably be studying up for this game next time. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Really. Thank you for a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you next week. Take care, and rock on.